Hey, welcome back. Mossy Oak Moments Live, Week 9. The rut's kind of winding down up there if you're in the Midwest or up north, but down here, hadn't even got started yet. Plus, the ducks are flying. Lots of good reports coming in. Great video coming up, so if you're into ducks, if that's your thing, I feel for you, but hey, we got lots coming up. All right, first up, we got a little straight hunting, especially for you duck guys. Last week, we were Fred Zink and crew up in Ohio in a blizzard snowstorm. This week, it's blue skies. You can see that green on them mallards shining. Y'all stay tuned. Don't scroll. Don't touch that phone. Mossy Oak Moments Live starts right now.
On today's hunt with Jeff, we found ourselves a lot different conditions than we had previous. We had a rainy day, we had snow, we had a lot of weather. Today it got up to like mid to lower 40s and the wind was blowing just enough to make things move. Crystal clear day. Get him, Jeff. Boom! Well, we just got set up, probably what, 3:15? Something like that. Come here, Max. Good boy. Heel. Beautiful. Yeah. Nice one. And so we hunted a pip line that I actually put in here when I first bought this farm. And because this area was typically an area that had a lot of geese, I really bought this farm as a goose spot more so than a duck spot. But it sure changed, and we got to hunt out of that pip line that actually I put in for goose hunting. I give him 2 because I could. Here, Matt. Yep. Get him. Stoned him. Oh yeah, he's smoked. Here. Hey. Boom.
That was better.
Oh boy, is that pretty. But this is just fun.
Well,
like,
yeah.
Here,
No, I
here,
agree.
here, yeah. Another nice. There you go, Jeffrey. Good job. Today's conditions are going to be exactly like yesterday. Crystal clear, southwest winds, 40 for the high today, but it's going to get colder tonight, and hopefully those ducks move. We're going to get a little bit of an earlier start, set the decoys a little bit different. The ones we see, we just got to get enough luck going here to get some up before dark. If we can get them in the area, I'm sure we're going to have excellent hunting, and they should decoy extremely well. Matt. Good job. Good job, Jeffrey.
So this one wants in bad. It's just circling.
All right, let's get in there.
I think it's behind it.
Go ahead, Russ. There you go, big boy. Nice one.
Oh, it's beautiful.
This time of year, they're awesome, aren't
Oh
they?
my God. Look at the colors.
Max is 5, and like a lot of dogs, ate up with it. A lot of times I find myself going on days that I typically might not go just because of him right there. He loves it. Here, here, here. Good boy. Hey, kennel. Hey.
They're nice and big this time of year.
They are beautiful. You know, a day like today is what it's all about. We've got great weather, November, December time frame. That's, I mean, if you're a mallard hunter or a duck hunter, that's the best time in the world, especially right here. To be able to share it with Russ and Jeff. You know, we work on a lot of projects together, whether it be land, conservation, projects like this, or even raising money for Ducks Unlimited. And to be able to get together throughout the course of the year and be able to share the duck blind together, that's where it all comes together. All of us are in the same boat. We love conservation, we love hunting, and to be able to get out here and do it on a day like today is pretty awesome. Go ahead, Russ.
Good job. Nice calling. That was sweet.
Are we getting mallard? Or are we dealing with straight black duck? Straight black duck and black. Heel, hey, give, good boy. These are nice black ducks. This here was a pair. You see she has a kind of an olive green bill, and that's a drake. Very similar to a drake mallard. Up here in northern Ohio, that's black gold right there. Beautiful ducks, beautiful.
Oh, baby. Ouch.
Here. Beautiful. I will say where I'm at today, a waterfowl, started with that bird right there. When I was young, that's all I hunted. Good boy. Hey, good boy. Oh, that's a big one there. Nope. All right, that's it. No bird. Yeah, let's go ahead and roll on.
With my eyes to the sky,
Check, got me. Oh me, so what to say about Canada? Man, the last time I was in Canada was Halloween 2019, and we decided to go up for a late season hunt, and we got froze out. And that was the year we got sent to North Dakota. We just kind of, man, we had a bitter taste in our mouth. We got them in North Dakota, but it was a hard trip, and man, it wasn't long after that, just February, right after that trip, February 20, that COVID rolled in and Trudeau closed the border. And so the whole year of 2020 and half of 21, we've been locked out of Canada. And I'd be lying if I said that trip in 19 didn't leave that bitter taste in my mouth, and I wanted to go back, get my piece. And so kind of leading up to this one, I mean, there's 2 years of sort of pent-up anxiety and just, man, just wanting to get back to the prairie, really. And then there was all the drama with the border and would it be open, and then it finally opened. You had to have a vaccine and kind of all this stuff. So when we left the house, there was so many things that were still unknown. We had all taken our test, our PCR test, but we didn't have our results. And we weren't gonna get our results until we were nearly at the border. And so there's 4 guys in a truck pulling a trailer and a bunch of folks flying up there expecting to hunt with us. And you know, we don't know whether we're gonna test positive or negative. So when we pulled out, you talk about tension and anxiety and like a nervous excitement. It was next level for sure. And along the way, you know, that evening we all got our test results back and we were clear. And so we kept heading on, and we got about to the border, and one of the guys that was coming up to hunt with us made a comment that his passport was expired. And I thought to myself, geez, it's been a long time since I got my passport. I should probably check my passport. And I had, all my stuff was together and it was organized. It was in the console of the truck. So I was riding shotgun, Kirk was driving. I reached over in there and got my passport out, my vaccine card. I looked at it, and sure enough, my passport was expired. August 1st, 2011 is when I'd gotten my passport. And so it expired this year, August 1st, 21. So kind of my heart sank, and we started making some phone calls, and long story short, they said, if you get here to the border, we'll let you cross. And so we drove the final couple hours, and they, after going through everything in the trailer, they let us across. And when we got across the border, you know, that was kind of the first deep breath, fresh air, kind of, this is gonna be all right. And we were excited and optimistic and all that, and we started heading up kind of northwest our direction, and the further we drove, the drier and the drier it got, and the fewer and fewer birds that we saw. But it was kind of a weird time of day, and so I wasn't really expecting to see a whole bunch of stuff. But we rolled in that evening about 9 o'clock and got a good night's sleep, decided that we'd attack it the next morning. And man, the next morning when we got up to scout, it was amazing how dry it was. So we scouted basically, I don't know, we scouted the first 5 or 6 hours that morning, planning on hunting the following morning for the first time. And we found a few things, but not a lot. And nobody really wanted to say it. After kind of overcoming all the stuff it took to get up there, nobody really wanted to admit that they were disappointed, but we were disappointed. There's almost no water. When there's no water, there's almost no ducks. And we'd even found a few spots that had a little bit of water that didn't have ducks. And we seen a bunch of geese, a lot of specks, and quite a few cranes. And so we knew that we had some options. We knew that we'd be able to have some hunts, you know, but I mean, in our heart, we're duck hunters. And so we drove 30 hours to, you know, pound the snot out of some mallard ducks, get last year's if we could, you know. And it was very obvious in that first day of scouting that wasn't gonna happen. So we kind of dug deep and channeled our inner goose grinder and decided that, you know, for the first couple days until we really found the ducks good, or maybe we didn't know whether we'd find them at all, but we just figured we were going to have to make do with what we had, and that meant we were going to have to shoot some geese. And so we found a couple of small loaf ponds, stuff that they were coming to during the middle of the day, and figured if we shot them in the morning, there'd probably be a few ducks that come to it. But I mean, ultimately, here we'd driven 30 hours, and now we're shooting geese that we left in Somerville, Tennessee 2 days before. And that's all right. I don't mind shooting geese. Which ones you want? Better get them. Get them. Okay, get him! Back. The old lines of hair. I just killed all 3 of those crickets. We need to get in here. Some of these snows are going. Yeah! Good shooting. Back! Okay. Stay. Kill him. Stay. Okay. We came into this one limping. That group of geese right there just left worse than limping. I don't know what you call them. We just mashed their guts. Kill him.
Get him right there. Oh, Ricky got him. There. I'd say he took it on the chin.
I don't have a problem with shooting geese, and Lord knows we shot a bunch of them the first couple of days. But we didn't drive 30 hours to shoot speckled-bellied geese and snows and a few honkers mixed in. We drove all that way to shoot mallard ducks on a dry field. And, you know, they didn't make it easy on us the first couple days, but you give a couple southern rednecks enough diesel fuel in daylight hours, and we're gonna find those mallard ducks, and we're gonna shoot them. And we did.
It's November the 5th. We're feeling good. Bunch of ducks, bunch of little geese in here yesterday. We got beans, we got grass, we got tumbleweeds. It should be fire, baby. Should be fire. Geese or ducks? Shoot it? What do you call that? Kill it. Nice shot. That was cool.
Are they coming?
Yeah, they're coming up front. Mojo's off.
Well, we did manage to get the excavator out, but that was the least of our worries.
So the last couple years, opening weekend, we've had ample water to hunt. The river has provided, and this year she didn't. It was super low, and we had a pretty serious pumping operation to get us some water. But to put it in perspective, the past couple years we've had 200 acres of water to hunt opening day, and this year we had 20. We made the most of it. There were some ducks in the area. We were able to pick off a couple, and it was a good way to kind of break the ice.
So when we started pumping, the tractors that we were using just wasn't stout enough to get the water from the river into the area. It was too much of a hill, and we just needed more horsepower. So we found two tractors that were a good bit bigger than what we were using. And the particular weekend when we went to get them over here, it was just me and Brooks. So we spent all weekend trying to dig ditches to get water into that particular area, barging the big tractors across. I think it was 10 o'clock before we got off the island, but we had everything we felt like exactly where it needed to be, set up, ready to go to get water going. Both pumps were running, both tractors were pumping, and we were moving a lot of water when we left the island.
You know, a couple days later, Eddie and some of his buddies came up. They were gonna hunt the weekend, and you know, we knew when Brooks and Blake left, we were pumping good water on the island. So, you know, everybody's waiting on this text message, the update on the pump and water situation, and then, you know, we get this 11, 12-second video of, you know, pure disaster. You know, I'm looking at it, and it's a tractor pointing straight up in the air. You know, you cut the lights on the tractor at night, a coon hunt with it. That's how straight up in the air it was. You know, I had to watch it 3 or 4 times to really, you know, grasp what the dire situation we had going on down there on the south end. But I didn't have a hand in it, just for the record.
You do the other way.
So the next morning, after Edward had sent me the pictures and talked me through how bad it was, we got up here, and no amount of explanation from Edward could describe how bad it was. It was an epic disaster. And we just started getting things out one at a time.
Just a normal day here on the island.
We were able to salvage 1 tractor and 1 pump, 1 burn up and 1 pump still there. And we decided to move our whole pumping operation to the west side of the island to pump up a 50-acre slough that we have about 20 acres of milled in. Pumping water, take 34. All right. After that whole debacle, we got everything moved over, reset everything up, and we're pumping by Sunday. So that was a, you know, as bad as the weekend was, that was a big success to be able to, you know, go from the season's over to now we've got 50 acres of huntable water right here on the Mississippi River. It looks really good.
When I got a picture of what was going on the south end of the island, at that particular moment, I had my mind made up I was never coming back up here again. It was that bad. I was sick. I wanted to throw up. Literally sick to my stomach.
All right, coming up, we got Mossy Oak Giants. Yeah, you can imagine what that term giants mean. We're gonna watch Ben Mackey, our own Ben Mackey, up in Kentucky during the rifle season with, what can I say, a giant. Y'all check this out.
That's a really big deer. That's a really big deer.
everyone that hunts whitetails has had at least one experience with a giant. We all remember at least one deer that stays with us, that keeps us up at night, leaves us with memories so clear that even decades later we can still recall exactly what they look like. If I asked you right now, do you remember the biggest whitetail you've ever seen? You know you could answer me, and that your answer would be as detailed as if it had happened yesterday. This show is about that kind of deer. Welcome to Giants.
I think one of my favorite things about managing a property or owning a property, there's a lot of things I love about it, but one of my favorite things is getting to know a specific deer. That's what we're working on this year. It's a deer that we call split brow for obvious reasons. He's got a split brow. It's kind of a homeboy deer. I've got pictures back as far as 2017 of that deer. We're in 2021 now, so I think he's 6 this year. Not exactly sure, but I think he's 6 this year. But I can go all the way back through all the files of this deer, and he's always been a homeboy. One of the things you get from, if you're watching all a deer long enough, is they kind of have personalities almost. Some deer go all over the place. Some deer are a real tight area deal, and you get to know each individual deer. This buck, split brow, is a real homeboy. And I've been trying to crack the code on this deer all year long. I'll show you some pictures of him from back. This is 2018, you know, so I think in that picture there, he's a 3-year-old. You can see the split brow, big open frame, nice buck. You know, he's got that real athletic look. So I'm calling him 3 in that. This is 2020, last year. I didn't have a good picture of him from 19 because I didn't keep very good records. But this is last year. You can see he's starting to get that sway belly, you know, a little bit more junk in the trunk like an older deer, but you can see that real recognizable split brow, kind of a forward frame 8-pointer. But this year, you know, kind of figuring out where he was and what he was doing, I decided to plant the farm a little bit different. I'll show you real quick here on Onyx Hunt Map. So this is my farm from satellite view. This field back here, you can actually see it, this is an older picture. Plant a food plot there, then I plant beans right there, and then a strip of about 25 rows of corn as kind of security cover. And it was great, but when you plant that small amount of corn, the critters kind of wear it out, and by the time you get to later in the season, it's, you know, pretty beat up. So this year, what I did a little bit differently is I doubled the amount of corn here, planted like 60 rows across here, and then instead of putting in a food plot, I planted corn all the way through here too. My goal was to create like a real secure little pocket, because that buck was living in kind of the center of the farm. So I thought if I could get him comfortable right back here, I'd have a chance at hunting him from, you know, multiple different wind directions around here. And it worked. The first camera I put it on time lapse just to see what deer were coming out, and I had it like up in this corner kind of pointing back this way, and the first set he was out there. So I moved the camera down into the beans, and these are some of the pictures I got of him right out of the gates, you know, and I was like, whoa, he blew up, you know, from 5 to 6. I mean, he's a good deer. You know, he was a good deer last year like that, but he went from there to there in 1 year. You can see that difference in his body. You know, that's just an older buck. I could never figure out exactly where he was accessing the field. I'd get pictures of him in the middle of the night and then early in the morning, but I couldn't figure out where he was coming and going. And he got, rubbed off his velvet, went hard horn, and starts getting pretty unpredictable. We get to this time of year, which is the peak of the rut, and they're super unpredictable. So now I'm trying to figure out what am I going to do to get on this guy. So he's not a big ranging deer. He's pretty tight. I mean, I've got cameras all over the place, and you can see just from this, like, this is really his core area right here. 50 acres, The farm's bigger than that. There's plenty of places for him to go. There's plenty of food over here and over there, but he's never been in any of those places, just right here. So if you look at that core area, I'm gonna put that ladder stand right there, right dead center, and see what happens.
Y'all ready? Got any predictions for the night?
Man, I don't want to predict nothing. This deer's been fooling with me. I've come close. Saw him open today at bow season. It's just too dark to get the pins on him. And I haven't seen him on the hoof since, but got a bazillion pictures of him. We're messing around in his core area. We pulled cards today, and he was there at 6 o'clock last night, which is right at the last little bit of light. But it's colder today. It's been a little bit of snow. Hoping he moves just a little bit earlier. Fingers crossed. We'll see.
Stop right there. He's still standing there. He's still standing there. See the tree that's leaned to the right? Yeah. He's just to the right of it. I can see his head slowly walking away. He's right there. He's right there. Oh, dude, come look at this deer. Look at that deer. He's way bigger. I've looked at 1,000 pictures of this deer. He's way bigger. I don't want to say that you sound weird, but like I've looked at these things so many times, I'm almost afraid to touch him. Look at the mass. What a deer. God. Dude, that was about as cool as it gets. We didn't have much action. The wind died, it was shifting, got some east in it, got weird. That one doe came by and she literally walked right under the tree stand. And I'm like, she's gonna freak out and blow and screw up everything. Right then, you said, I see a deer. And then she kind of jumped and you were like, it's him. On my own place. One of the biggest deer I've ever seen on this farm. We got some higher scoring ones. My son's killed some bangers, but this is far and away the biggest one I've ever taken off a deer.
At the core of all of us, there is a code, a roadmap that determines who we are. Our code is written in early morning sunrises and the anticipation of opening day. Our code is written by the moments that we experience with those we love the most. It's written by the feeling of our dirt in our hands. At Mossy Oak, our code is burned into every cell of our body. It's in our DNA.
I'm 15 feet up off the ground. I got my bow in my hand. I'm not making a sound. I'm just waiting patiently.
December 30th. And Mike and I are hunting behind my house. This is the first time I think that I've hunted back here this year. I've had a couple doe tags all season long and haven't gotten around to punching my tag. Tried multiple times early season and it just never came together. Just right in my wheelhouse.
Project Meat Relief stemmed from meat prices on the rise. We not only stock our freezers full of venison, but intend to do the same for family and friends. We also came up with the idea to provide for families in need. This past year, we contacted local families that were in need of meat. We set out to shoot some does, process the meat, and donate it to those families.
Gosh, that doe was huge. And the reason I'm whispering is because I do have another doe tag, so if another one comes, I'll try to shoot it. But man, she's been here for like 30 minutes back and forth, and I haven't had a good clear shot until then. last day of season is upon us. It's been 4 months strong of archery in Missouri. Tonight is the last night. Got blessed with a perfect season-ending cold front came through. We decided to take the opportunity to do a little doe management if we can. I think the deer will still be on their feet. It's a little windy, but snow dropped in. We probably got 2 or 3 inches, so they're gonna be hungry, that's for sure. Here we go. Piling out. East side. I told you they always come from the left. Looks like 2 big does and 2 fawns. Oh yeah, I think so. You ready? Down to the wire. That was crazy, that doe had been there. They're just digging in this clover and they've been there. They get a spot open and they don't move. She'd been there forever. Finally turned and started coming, and she was going to walk the edge, so no deer wanted to come close, but 43 yards. Had to actually move and get down on my knees and then shoot, but looked like it went right through the heart, so great way to cap off Missouri season. There she is right here, laying in this bush. Ooh, watch out, thorns. Nice. Heck yeah. Nice. Nice doe. We didn't know. I was really unsure about the shot because it was just far forward enough, but I didn't know if it was going to get hard or not. She kind of ducked and lifted her leg and it went in right underneath her leg actually, front side of the cavity. But I bet she didn't go 200 yards, so perfect way to end the season and gonna provide some meat for our Project Meat Relief. We're excited to get together at the end of the season now and start working on some venison, start putting some stuff together for some people that are in need.
We're on to the processing phase here. Got a handful of deer that we shot late season here in Missouri, and once we get this all ground up and in bags, I'm gonna go to donate it to some people that are in need of some meat. So we're almost to the end game, getting close.
The best part of this entire experience is giving back and seeing the look on those people's faces when we handed over the meat. Knowing you can make some sort of positive impact on others' lives, especially at a local level, is powerful, and it's something that I encourage everyone to set out to do.
All right, got a treat for you. Live to Hunt with Cody and Kelsey. You know who he is. He used to film for Jim Shockey. Now he wears that funny hat. But guess what? Ain't nothing funny about the deer they chase. They own some monsters all the time. Y'all check this out.
This buck is insane. Look at his base compared to his eye.
He's heavy.
So heavy. Junk on his bases.
Look at that crazy inline point on the inside of his beam.
3 stickers on his base. He's got that big inline point. He's a deer that we named Jim Beams because he has big, long, sweeping beams that come out at the camera. And we've gotten so many stealth cam pictures of him over the years where he's facing right at the camera. And he's so impressive. And he's finally 7.5 years old. It's gotta be a deer that we focus on. Look at this one.
That we? From me.
You shoot a giant deer last year. An absolutely giant deer. And you think you're the Babe Ruth for this one or what?
Yeah. I do. I really do.
I won't argue. He's an awesome buck, and I would love for you to get him. So the plan was made. All along in my head, I envisioned myself holding on to this giant buck in a field photo, but I just got trumped by my pretty little wife.
Richie and I just got to the blind. Wind's good. We're here in good time. This is our second sit for this particular buck we call Jim Beams. And you can imagine why we call him Jim Beams. But it's cold today. Bad news is I didn't dress warm enough. Good news is I have my heater bodysuit and lots of hand warmers, so I'm pretty cozy right now. Here we are into the last week of November. And Richie and I have been sitting every single day. The wind has been good. I don't know if this buck has winded us and knows we're in there when we're in there. I mean, the stealth cams don't lie. He's in there at night. This is what we do for a living, and we're down to the wire the last week. When I go home at night and some nights cry to Cody, he keeps reminding me, you gotta believe. You just gotta believe that it's gonna happen, and it'll happen. But on the other hand, it's also hunting, and sometimes it doesn't. Awesome is that young 5x4. He's got nice big sweeping beams that almost touch, and stickers on both his tubes. He's gonna be awesome, bud. Jim. Is it? Oh, it is. When you wait 20-some days on stand for one buck, and he leaves just as fast as he appeared, it hits you. But it all comes back to what Mr. Shockey once taught me, and us. You gotta believe. What's he doing? What's going on? Oh my God. What happened? Oh my gosh. That is the most intense hunt I've ever been a part of. I can't even believe it.
You couldn't have shot him any better, Kelsey.
Oh, my shot felt good, obviously. Oh my gosh, you guys have no idea what this means, what this deer means.
He tried to wind us.
He did. He really did. I thought it was over.
The Evercom.
Honest to God, we have an Evercom scent stick right outside our window, and he walked right almost downwind of us. I can't believe he didn't wind us, but it worked. This is, honest to God, it's a dream come true. I can't believe it. Don't have to trek this one far. Oh, I couldn't have shot that buck any better, I don't think.
No.
Oh, I gotta pick him up here. Complete pass through with my arrow. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, look at him. Holy. He is awesome, so much character. That is an amazing buck. And how lucky am I? I mean, I shot blades last year, and to think to come out here to public land and shoot another absolute monster whitetail, what are the chances? I feel like I should go buy a lottery ticket. My black eagle went right through him. Rage did its job. I mean, he literally went like 15 yards and piled up right in front of us. And talk about character, this buck has got it. He's got the sticker off his two, he's got that inline, he's kind of got some funky brows, stickers all over his bases, he's got a big ripped ear from fighting. He's just a gnarly old buck. He's actually got like a lot more mass than I thought he was gonna have, especially on this right antler. So today is November 28th, and on November 6th, he came cruising through here with a doe, didn't even stop, didn't look at us, nothing, just came through, did a little hook, and out he went. And it's been an emotional roller coaster ever since that day.
What'd you get?
Jimmy!
No, you didn't!
I did!
Bum grab! It's the end of the rut, and it's exactly when giant bucks show up, November 28th. I love you. I love how beautiful this buck is.
I do too.
And I love our lives that we live.
I do too. We're very, very fortunate.
Yes, we are. Mwah.
Pecan smoked Cajun quail. Envision that. Malcolm Reed, our buddy, he's going to be on Ingredient Wild. He's our buddy from up in North Mississippi, sharing how to cook that. Excuse me while I hit the record button.
Hey, Malcolm Reed here from How to Barbecue Right. I'm hanging out here at Mossy Oak, West Point, Mississippi. Folks at Gamekeeper Butcher sent us some quail. I'm gonna get it seasoned up today with some of my Cajun seasoning, stuff it with the dirty rice, cook it all on the smoker. It's gonna be a fantastic recipe. Let me show you how to do it. First thing we're gonna do is get our dirty rice going. Need about a tablespoon olive oil. Then I've got the Trinity going in. Onions, green bell pepper, celery. We're just gonna get all this softened up. We're not trying to caramelize it. Just make it happy on some heat. I'm using some of my Cajun seasoning. You can use whatever you want here. You don't need a lot, just eyeball it. So we're getting a little color on the vegetables here. We're just gonna add a little garlic now after they got softened up. 3 or 4 cloves will do it. Just mix it in. A couple more minutes, we're gonna add the venison. It's smelling good already. So now the vegetables are right where I want them. You want to add 1 pound of ground venison to it. We're just going to break it up. We're going to brown it with the vegetables. So the venison's browned up real nice. We're going to put a little more of the Cajun seasoning to it. We want this dish to have some flavor. So just season it up. Now we're ready for our rice. I've got 2 cups of long grain rice going in. We need some liquid, and I'm using some beef broth today. Need about 3.5 cups of the beef broth. That's about right there. Mix it all in, and we just want it to come up to a simmer, and we're going to cover it, cut the heat down, let the rice steam in the vegetables, in the ground venison, and all that good Cajun seasoning. So when the dirty rice got done, I went ahead and pulled some of it out, put it in just a clear bowl, let it cool down, because we're going to actually stuff it in these Gamekeeper quail. And these quail come already clean. You don't have to do any prep to them, just thaw them out. They got a nice cavity there that we can get some stuffing down in. That's going to give us some mass. It's going to help them cook even. It's also going to put some of that flavor, those Cajun flavors, the dirty rice inside each cavity. And it's going to hold probably about a spoon or 2 worth. I'm just going to see what I can pack in it. You don't have to get crazy with it. Nice little bite. The dirty rice right inside each quail. 1 more to knock out here. Just going to kind of open that cavity up. Get as much of that rice as we can off in there. If it spills out, it's okay. Just kind of pat it down. We got to get some seasoning on the outside of this quail. So the first thing, I've got a little bit of peanut oil. You could use any kind of fat you want. If you want to do melted bacon fat, a little butter, it doesn't work. Love the flavor the peanut oil gives the skin. It's a good choice. We're just going to lightly brush the outsides. It's going to help that skin crisp up. Make sure you get the legs too. Now we're going to go Cajun seasoning on the outside. Keep those Cajun flavors going. King Craw's going to do the trick. Just run a little bit right down the tops on each row. We're going to fire up the pellet grill, run it at 300 degrees with some pecan pellets. It's going to be perfect. So the pellet grill's up to temps, running 300. Got a little smoke rolling out. We're just going to set these right on the grate. Check the internal temperature on about 30 minutes. We're looking for about 165 internal. Won't take them too long, about an hour or so. So this quail have been on the grill for about 1 hour. I want to check the internal on them. The color on them is looking beautiful. But I want to see at least 165 in the breast. Oh yeah, 162. Just spot check a few of them. That looks perfect to me. I know they're going to carry over just a little bit. Beautiful golden roast on them. Cajun seasoning's kind of darkened them up with that peanut oil. The skin's actually crispy on them. The way I'm going to serve them is we're going to plate the dirty rice up here in a big casserole bowl, family style. And we'll just transfer these quail right to the top. Just arrange them however you want on it. Well, you know, I got 3 of them left. Let's take one off and try it. Let's cut one of the little quarters off. You know, I like that dark meat. It's juicy, it's moist, it's got the crispy skin on the outside. But that dark meat's where it's at. I'm just gonna cut this one right in half. Let's take some of this breast off. We've got the stuffing on the inside. That was just for flavor, just for mass. Really just wanna eat the meat. It's juicy, it's tender, it's full of flavor. That quail is really awesome. Y'all gotta give it a shot. We'll see y'all next time. Dude, that's really good. Like really good.
What matters to you right now? If this past year has taught us anything at all, it's that we need to redefine what matters to us. What matters to us is spending time with our people.
God, we thank you for this food.
And giving thanks for all that we've been given. At Mossy Oak, what matters to us is helping you get closer to nature. What matters to us is in our DNA.
Hey, let's talk something that's fascinating and a big subject, and that's trying to hide in a tree stand late season. All the foliage is gone. That can be a challenge. You know, if you watch a lot of TV, you watch the internet, whatever it is, and you see some of these crazy camo patterns out there, you think, man, it don't matter. Trust me, it matters. If you're bow hunting, waterfowl hunting, turkey hunting, predator hunting, blending in means a lot. I don't care what ads you've seen or what pattern you think is the best. Blending in means everything, especially late in the season. You know, early bow hunting, it's one spot after another. You say, that's it. That's the spot. That'll hide me right there. I got this. Well, when those leaves are totally gone, it's a different game. One of the best tips I ever got was from Tim Wells. He never walks up to a tree, if he's going to hang a tree stand, he gets out away from it and starts making circles because he knows them deer are going to be coming from probably this direction. And he looks to see, well, where can I get me a little back cover right there? Where can I get me a little back cover right there? That's a big deal. You know, ideally you find that really pretty straight, all of a sudden three-butted tree that you can get in the middle in. That's like 1 in 1,000. So when you're looking for a place to hide late season, think about that back cover and where the deer's coming from. Doesn't have to be a giant cottonwood this big around. It can be one tree that's 2 or 3 feet behind you, maybe one over to the side. Sometimes I buy those like fake flower branches and stuff and just throw them in my backpack. And if you can just put a little bit here and a little bit there to break that outline up, that helps. Because let me tell you something, late season, it gets tough to blend in.
Another cup, another tank of gas. One more road sign I just passed. Looks like I'll be just in time to see that sunrise in the blind.
What do you think?
Genesis 27:3. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field and take me some venison. This was Isaac talking to his son Esau. Before Isaac was about to pass, he wanted to share his blessing with Esau over a meal of venison. Even as far back as the times of the Bible, venison has been important to the human race. So now, join me and my blue-collar team as we chase giant whitetails across the Midwest. Our goal is to make you a better hunter. I'm Ben Rising, and this is Whitetail Edge.
Thank you, God, Jesus Christ. This amazing dream. Yeah, baby.
I'm about to go lay my hands on probably the biggest buck I've ever shot.
I just spoke to the sheriff. Yep, he's going down, sis.
Beautiful buck. I couldn't be more happy to take him back home to Indiana.
There he is. Oh my gosh. I just smoked a giant on a Black Widow mock scrape, baby. Yes.
Hi and welcome to Whitetail Edge. This week on Whitetail Edge, episode 9 of season 6, it's basically a kid's hurrah. So if you like watching youth hunts, this episode is for you. If you're a kid and you want to watch other kids hunt, sit back and relax because you'll like this show. The one thing I want to say first is just because this episode is a youth episode with kids in it, doesn't mean it lacks big bucks. You gotta remember, this is Whitetail Edge. So let's follow along with Cody and Holden as they take their families hunting, and I think you're going to be impressed with some of the buck footage you're about to see.
Well, here we are. It's December 1st. Gun season, second day of gun season. As you can see behind us, it just snowed a bunch. I've been working all night. I come home. We're going to take Cadence out. We got the bow, and we're going to do a little bow hunting tonight. We don't like to pressure our farms with guns. We just let the deer relax, and we're just gonna go in here and have a nice bow hunt. And there's a pretty good buck that's been coming in here a bunch, so hopefully tonight's the night that we can see him in daylight. So we're gonna go out through the woods here and get in the blind. There's already deer in the food plot, so I know we're gonna bump some getting in. But we'll see what happens. Yards of them before they ever took off, so walked in, they took off, we got in the blind real quick and get set. turkeys everywhere where they've been in there today. So we finally got a little bit of snow, a little bit of cold weather. I was starting to begin to think we were going to get clear through the season without even having any cold weather, but finally we got some cold weather like we needed. And then got these deer moving. The only problem is it's gun season, so that's just going to help everybody else out, but hey, that's what it's all about. People killing deer. Cute boy here likes to play in the snow on the way to the stand, so she's probably gonna get cold tonight, and she's gonna wonder why. And it's because she plays in the snow on the way to the stand. So this is Caden's first snow hunt, so we're hoping that we can lay a big buck down. There's nothing prettier than a big buck coming through a big snow field. That's it. Just take your time, okay? Put it right behind this front shoulder, okay? He's coming, baby. Just be patient, okay? Yep. Yep. No, that's a bigger one. Come on, buddy, right around there. Is he coming this way? Yeah, he's coming, babe. Yeah, he's coming. Oh, don't go that way, buddy. Come right on around. Just wait, okay? Take your finger off the trigger. Okay, baby. Put the first dot on him, okay? First dot, take your knot, squeeze it. Nice shot, sis. Oh yeah, you got him. Yep, he's going down, sis. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think?
Okay, can we take this down?
What do you think, babe? Give me a 5. Yes, you got yourself a big one. You got yourself a really big one, babe. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Oh, I love you so much. Yes. Oh, sis, what do you think? He's right there. He's dead right there. Yes.
He's not very far from the blind.
No. You made a great shot, sis. Uh-huh. I mean, you made an absolute perfect shot. Huh? Yeah. What did Daddy taught you that, didn't he? What do you think? Huh?
And now
Looky there. Look at all them turkeys.
Oh, I want to shoot one of those.
It's out of season. It went out Sunday. What do you think, babe? Give me 5. Give me 5. Yes. That's a big one, ain't it?
Yeah.
I seen him come over that hill. I knew that was him. I knew you'd kill him. I knew he was close.
Hey, turkey.
Shh. Good job, sweetheart. That is a big buck. That is the buck that we wanted to come in here and kill. That is That is that old 8-point.
I see all the blood.
Oh yeah, there's blood everywhere, sis. Yeah, there's.
Moving.
Oh, he's done. He's done right there. You made an awesome shot, baby.
His legs are uphill and his body's downhill.
We're gonna have to call mommy.
Call right
now.
Right now.
Yeah. Give me a 5. I love you. You like bow hunting?
Yeah.
Huh?
Get out of here, turkeys. I'm gonna talk loud so the turkeys leave.
Okay, here, let's call mommy.
I don't want the turkeys here no more.
Oh, Daddy's so excited for you, sis. Here.
Hello? Hi.
Hi.
What are you doing?
I'm sitting in the chair. Did you get one already?
Yeah.
You did?
I got the one that we was hunting for.
Which one? The 8-point?
The big 8-point.
The big 8-point.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
She made a smoking shot on him 35 yards.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's awesome, sis. I was watching the camera and I didn't even see anything, so I didn't even know you guys were seeing anything.
There's 9 turkeys right beside us now.
He didn't even come in front of the camera.
Oh, that's why I didn't see him.
He was going down behind the scrape tree. And a
so
shot.
You made a good shot?
Yeah, we practiced 35 yards and she smoked him. He's laying
Look where it got us.
He's laying dead right there.
You can see him?
Oh yeah, he went down on camera.
Oh, heck yes, sis, good job.
He just ran through the field, over the fence, went through a little path, and he kept on, and he walked in the circle right there and fell.
Yeah. What do you think? Look here. Look up through here, right up through there. What do you think? What do you think? Huh?
Yeah.
Grab a hold of him and pick him up. Let me see. Holy moly, what'd you do, Cadence?
She's a big buck.
Huh?
She's a big buck.
Oh, sis, I'm so proud of you.
2, 3, 4.
Now, how many's on the other side?
1,
5.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Good job. That's an old deer that Daddy wanted to get out of here.
He stinks.
He's a huge body deer.
Can we get a picture?
Mega meat. Oh, that's huge. I mean, huge.
We are eating him as meat.
Beautiful day, and you know, I worked all night and I got off early. Kids didn't have school and I brought Cadence out hunting, and this is the buck that we wanted to take off the farm. This is our new farm that we bought this year, and this, as you can see, this deer's body is absolutely huge. Got a great big old nose on him, and just an old deer that needed taken out of the herd, and she did an awesome job. She's 6 years old, her first deer, and we got a big time last stand food plot up here, and I got the redneck gilly on a stilt up there. And the other day I brought her in a really nice 135-inch 10-point young buck come through, and he come through at 35 yards, and I never practiced with her that far. So we went home that day and shot the bow, started practicing 35-40 yards. I even had her shooting 60 yards, which I'd never let her shoot a deer that far, but you know, just practicing. And we practiced for an hour in the yard that morning, or that morning after we were done hunting. And I'm glad we did, because this buck come in and was skirting the scrape tree and going below the blind, and he was about 35 yards exactly, and she absolutely smoked him. And Megan Meat ate him up, and he didn't go 80 yards. There's blood everywhere. You can see all the blood on the snow from the blind, and you know, this just puts icing on the cake for my year.
Everybody asks why I like Black Widow deer lures. Well, the proof is in the pudding. So, my scrapes right here. First thing I'm gonna do, I wanna freshen this thing up to really get this deer paying attention anyway, so I'm gonna put this Black Widow on there. Yeah, baby. I just smoked a giant on a Black Widow mock scrape, baby. Give me something, dude. That was him right there.
Alright, well here it is. It's December 20th. Me and Addie and Kinsley are all in the blind here. So we come out to the gilly on the Big Time Last Stand food plot. We're actually out here after Dude. But if Dude doesn't show up, Kinsley wants to shoot another buck. So we'll see how this goes. I'm free-handing tonight, and the girls are doing the shooting, so Addie's after Dude, right? And Kinsley's after a buck. She doesn't care. So we'll see what happens. Should be a good night. The snow's starting to melt. It's about 40 degrees today, so we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed tonight's the night. We'll find out. They have got this food plot destroyed. Dude, Daddy. That's Dude. Yes, it's him. There we go. Brett. What's this? What'd you do? What do you think? Alright, here we are. It's December 23rd. And me and Kinsley and Addie are back in here. Gonna try to kill dude. He showed up last night, daylight. He's daylighted 3 times now since we had that encounter with him the other night, so that was my fault. I thought I got the safety clear off. I was busy videoing and I didn't have the safety clear off for her, so it's not gonna happen tonight. I worked with her there, showed her how to work the safety herself, so we're not gonna have that issue again. So she thought her fingers were too cold to pull the trigger, and it turned out I didn't have the safety all the way off. But that's part of it. That's why it's called hunting and not killing. So we're gonna see what happens tonight. There's been a bunch of bucks coming in here, a bunch of does coming in here. So it's warm today. It's 51 degrees, but there's a big cold front coming. So tomorrow it's supposed to rain all day. Starts snowing at like 3 o'clock, and we're supposed to get up to 8 inches of snow on Christmas Eve and early Christmas morning, like until like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I gotta hope that the deer are up feeding tonight before this big storm. I honestly think tomorrow night's a better night, but unfortunately I can't hunt because I've got to work tomorrow night. So we'll see what happens tonight. I don't know. Maybe we'll lay eyes on her again. Maybe she'll kill him.
What are we doing, boys?
On deer hunting at the redneck?
Gonna kill this big buck?
Yeah. Yep.
Let's get her done.
We're sitting down at the redneck. It's Wednesday, December 16th. I got my brother. We got a
nice buck down here, and we thought tonight would be a perfect night to try to come down here and try to kill a deer. We got it. If he comes all the way up here, then we'll have to make a decision. You want to shoot him? I don't know. Case, quit moving, buddy. Look for the other. That doesn't look too big for me. Is that one high point? No, it's the one I want to let go. That I got the sheds off of. I knew this was going to happen. He's going to go over and get him a drink. Yeah, but I knew this was going to happen. Oh, bud, stop. I knew he was going to. He ain't even here where you can shoot right now. Yeah, I know. That's a little buck. Oh, we're down the hole. Right in that Kelly blind, damn. We're down here pretty late. Because I had some school. And I mean, the last deer I had. And, we're hoping we can get a buck in here, too. Yeah, yes. Just wait till he walks up here. Get ready, Landon. Get ready. Whoa. Wait. Just easy. Got him. Shh. No. He hasn't. No. I shot him right to the shoulder. I think he. Listen. What do you think, buddy? Huh?
One thing at Whitetail Edge, and I tell my team this, and everybody will tell you the Whitetail Edge, the team is like a family. We all care about each other, and y'all know me enough, if you follow me enough, that, my core values are, God and family and hunting and work. And I try to instill that, into my team and the kids and, whatever. I mean, we're all blessed to be here. But there's going to be things that happen. Sometimes deer aren't going to be on film. But it's not the end of the world. The most important thing that we really need to be thinking about is, our relationship with God, in my opinion, and how we're going to end up in life and the legacy that we leave with our kids, and what did we teach them? Did we teach them what's important so that at the end of life, what they've got to look forward to, or is it all about the earthly things when it comes to hunting? We try to have a balance because, we still have to enjoy our life here on earth. And so I feel that my team does a really good job about sharing their moments, taking the time to take the kids out, raising them right. We're all kind of big about not just spoon feeding our children big bucks, because I don't think that's healthy, in my personal opinion, for any youth kid. I'm big about trying to teach kids the prep that goes into it, the food plots, and so is my team. As you can see, Cody and Holden and them, they involve the family year round. They do have some limits on what these kids are allowed to shoot, because they're doing it for their own good. In these episodes right here, you can see just how important the redneck blinds are for us. Not always are we killing every big deer out of the redneck blind, but you can, years past, Chad Spangler's killed a 200 and some inch deer out of a redneck blind. I've killed 3 different booners out of redneck ghillie blinds. So they work for us. And you can see how these blinds are working for these family hunts, how they're getting everybody in the blind. It's awesome. I mean, the redneck blinds are high quality, from the ghillies to the to the hard blinds like the new Big Country, the Buck Palace, you name it. They're great blinds, and you'll probably be seeing a little more footage from us in situations where we have some hard blinds on food plots, because in some of these areas there's no trees to get in. Like, there's just nothing there to hang in, so we gotta have a blind, so to speak. And I know there's like this big controversy going on between tree stands and blinds, and you know, I think there's room for everything. You know, I like to hunt out of a tree stand, but there are days that I'm appreciative to be in that blind, to be able to control my scent just a little more, or be out of the weather when it's brutal cold in the winter. It's all hunting. We're all on the same team. Let's just get along. What this world needs is a whole lot of forgiveness. So I hope you enjoyed this episode with the kids. Again, like I always say, thank you for watching Whitetail Edge. Without you, the viewers, and without our sponsors, we don't have a show. So we appreciate you. Catch us again right here next week on Mossy Oak.
All right, coming up with one of our best buddies, Gary Robertson, Burnham Brothers down there in Texas. Texas is kind of the birthplace for me. Back before TV, when you were reading articles, rattling antlers. Seen it work, been out there. Not many people better at it than Gary Robertson, on the ground, kicking the dirt up, rattling them antlers. Y'all check this out. Mossy Oak Classics.
Well, the name of the ranch is the Wright Ranch. It's located in LaSalle County, which is right in the heart of the Muy Grande country. There's 5,500 acres in this ranch. Well, what we're going to be looking for is really mature 8-point type deer. We'd like to kill 5, 6-year-old. There may even be a 7.5-year-old deer killed, and of course 8-point, 9-point deer. Any deer that doesn't have 10 long points, that's the kind we want to eliminate. Because your typical 8-point deer is your typical whitetail buck. We're not trying to raise what's typical on this place. Travis, we're kind of set up on the downwind side of this oak patch. Okay. The sun's not exactly where we want it, but at least it's not in our eyes. I've been seeing a real big 8-point deer in here, probably 22 inches. He's very mature. He's probably 6.5-year-old deer. Yesterday evening I saw him across the other side of the field. I hope he comes back in here today. If he doesn't, there's a big 9-point deer that I've been seeing in here. Either deer I want to take, so. With a little luck, maybe they'll show up. Travis. There's that big, wide 8-point I was telling you about. He's probably 22 inches inside, and he's very mature. I bet that deer's at least 6.5 years old. He's a big old deer. This is one of the deer. This is a classic, real trophy management deer. You know, most guys think that deer's 25 inches wide, but you get them down there not quite that wide. When they flop out like that, they look like an airplane. A little bit later, when he gets a little food in his belly, maybe he'll start running those does, and if we can't rattle him, maybe at least he'll run him back closer to us, but he's a little bit far right now to try a shot.
That's one of the bucks we'd like to get. That's a 9 point I was telling you about. He's about 17 inches, 18 and a half outside. Travis, he's gonna come on right on down the fence line. When he clears that prickly pear, right there, get on him. He's gonna come right up here and get in our lap. He's coming on in. He's coming on, just get ready. Let's be real quiet. Let him come on up. When he clears that prickly pear, get on him. Take him. He's down. Good shot. Good shot. Hello. Good job. Let's go get him.
Travis, look at that buck. Just like I said, he's got a big fork on him, just like a muley. Look at that.
God, he's a good deer.
Big old heavy base. Look at the brow tines. Look at that.
Yeah, he's been rubbing. Look how smooth these are.
I'll tell you what, I'll bet you this deer is at least 6.5 years old. Look how deep he is through his chest area.
Yeah, he's a good buck.
Plenty mature.
Well worth the wait.
Oh yeah, well worth the wait. You know, we came down here to shoot a management deer. I'll tell you what, a deer like this is a trophy just about anywhere you go.
A trophy in my book.
Sure is. And we got him before the sun went down. Look at that old gold Texas sun.
That's beautiful.
Well, you'll have to come back next year.
We'll do it.
All right. Great hunt. Good enjoyed it.
This episode of DoD TV is brought to you by the new specially designed, lightweight, and durable Tenzing Hang Time Day Pack. Go further, hunt longer, Tenzing.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Dream Season Live brought to you by Loophole. First and foremost, congratulations to all you hunters out there that have already filled your tag, and best of luck to those that still have a tag in their pocket. I still think we have lots of great opportunity, and some of the best parts of the season is yet to come. On this week's episode, we're going to head to Missouri first and tag along with Kirk Hendershot, who has a project farm that he's put a ton of work into, and he manages to catch up with his #1 hit list buck. After that, we'll dive into the hardwoods with Nick and Mason Morris, and we'll follow along with Mason, who wraps his bow tag around one of his biggest bucks today. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and be sure to head over to DeerCast and follow along with all of the latest content from the Drury Outdoor platforms. Thanks for watching.
All right, it is middle of the summer and actually approaching July 4th weekend, and our plan is to get some food plot work done. This farm essentially is just about half timber and half cedars. As you can see, the equipment just got moved in. We're getting ready to start breaking dirt. The farm's kind of getting taken over with some cedar trees, and we're gonna get those removed. We're gonna use the cedar trees to kind of create a little wall and funnel the deer and have us some cover to be able to walk into the blind. We're looking at making about a 2-acre plot. Our end goal is to have a grain plot. And strategically, the west side's gonna be a little better for green plot for that October and November time frame when the deer are really starting to feel their oats and get out and work scrapes and checking fields and checking does. So we actually built the plot to work in our favor. Got a lot of up-and-comers that we're watching and gonna be getting cameras out on. We've just recently moved a muddy bull blind. I'm 99% sure that he went down just inside the woods over there. Just like what Mark Drury said in one of the latest Deer Season 21s, you either make your spot better or find a better spot. So I've done a lot of work on this farm, created a scrape tree. It's a natural tree. There used to be a bunch of timber back behind it. So that's where he was standing. He was 33 yards making a scrape whenever I shot him. So,
oh my gosh.
I am in shock. I just honestly am in shock right now.
Here it is, beginning of November, and I'll be dang if I didn't just smoke him at 33 yards.
I am Kirk Hendershot. Got to fill my landowner permit on our farm that I've been working on for the last 5 or 6 years. Our farm mainly consists of a little bit of warm season grasses, cedars, timber, and a couple different creeks that run through it. Got a muddy bull blind set up in a strategic pinch point in this food plot where it bottlenecks down and kind of forces the deer. There's a natural timber line with a lot of oaks where they already make a lot of scrapes and just a really good travel corridor. So had about an acre worth of timber cleared out on the north and south side of this blind. The north side of the blind was more cedars cleared. The south side was more bigger timber. There was one corner, and it was a scrape tree that the deer hit year after year. Have a lot of trail camera photos. So I marked off that tree, had the gentleman that was clearing come in and made sure he was aware not to take that tree down, so he cleared everything around it. Then I came in with our tractor and was able to push all of the timber and cedars up into one big kind of elongated pile, basically to form a wall. Now fast forwarding into the 2021 summer, we got the Reconic cell cameras put out, and sure enough, I believe it was late July, early August, he showed up, recognized him right off the bat. Antler wise, he didn't change a whole lot from last year. So now in the last week of October, my dad was sitting kind of back in a grassy area where we have a Reconic cell camera. We have his picture working a scrape there, but he did have an encounter with that buck. Getting his MRI about the buck, he told me that he felt like he was fully mature, now coming into the first week of November. As luck would have it, on a Tuesday, I was working and he was staring at a doe in our clover plot within bow range of the muddy bull blind. Fast forward to Wednesday, and sure enough, it was this 5x5. He was working a scrape at 11:57. So I knew that he was searching very seriously for doe, and I knew it was time to get in there and make my move.
All right, guys, I am on a solo mission today. I've been working a lot this week and watching my Reconic cell cameras, and there's 2 bucks in particular that I'm looking for today. The one that we have history with last year's my main target, so I really want to see him on the hoof. Been pretty slow going so far. It's just about 8 o'clock and first part of November, so hopefully the deer cooperate for the camera and for me to get a shot, but we'll just have to kind of wait and see how she plays out. It's almost 11 o'clock, so as you can see, it's been pretty eventful. First thing this morning, I did see my target 5x5 that I was looking for, and he was grunting behind a doe too, so we'll sit tight for a little while yet, kind of see what the rest of the day brings.
Hopeful to see him, I went straight to a stand that we have right by the scrape where I had pictured him the day before. It was fairly slow, so using my Leupold binoculars, I was able to see him, and he got a doe pushed off into a draw before I was able to get my camera on. So I went in over the lunch hour, kind of regrouped, replanned, and decided that I would go ahead and sit that muddy blind where I knew he was using the clover frequently. So I was hopeful for that. It was a warm front coming in, the first south wind after several north, so I knew I had a lot in my favor and wanted to go ahead and make that move.
All right. Well, I just got settled in on the afternoon sit here, but I decided to move to a clover patch. Some biologic, non-typical clover. My fiance and I were here, a couple weeks ago, and had a really good sit, saw a lot of deer. So deer cast switched from okay to good, so hopefully that will bring me some luck. Just checked 2 scrapes with the old Leupold rangefinder, and one's 35 and one's 34. And I've got some others right here in front of the blind that are under 20, so a lot of deer hitting the clover, deer on the move. It's early November, so you just never know what could happen. Just gotta be out here. Oh my gosh, he just went down. I did it. Perfect. That worked out perfect. I honestly am in shock right now. So I don't even know what time it is. It is 4 o'clock on the nose. Holy moly. I am in shock that came together. He come into the clover just like he was supposed to, and man alive. Just in shock, honestly. Man, if you don't have deer cast, get it. It is, it's money on deer movement, and it's one of the best weather apps you can have, tracking, everything else. Let's go take a look at him.
All right, guys, so I called my fiance Samantha, and she brought our 2 boys, Connor and Kellen. So I got me a little reinforcement and a little extra help to do the blood trailing. So I've done a lot of work on this farm and created a scrape tree. It's a natural tree. There used to be a bunch of timber back behind it. That's where he was standing. He was 33 yards making a scrape whenever I shot him. So we'll take a walk over here.
Not me.
Huh? Boys did a good job. So just like the footage shows, he didn't go about 7,500 yards. I'll get him up out of here so we can take a better look at him, and not everybody has to get all dirty. All right, sorry I'm out of breath. So I called my fiance Samantha, her and the boys, Connor and Kellen, come out and got a little practice blood trailing. He actually was on the Reconic cell cam yesterday at noon. The day before that, he was in this clover plot at about 5:30. So we've got history with him. We got his sheds from last year. Great mature buck, North Missouri, first part of November, and just honestly couldn't ask for a better evening sit. He come in, read the script, hit a scrape 33 yards, and as they say, the rest is history. So get him taken care of, get some pictures, and be ready for rifle season. So I'd like to thank you for watching Drury Outdoors Dream Season Live, powered by DeerCast.
You know, we at Drury Outdoors have had a long-standing relationship with Mossy Oak that spans some 30 plus years. As we've watched Mossy Oak grow, we've watched them allow a lot of their people to connect with the outdoors. And one of the aspects is Mossy Oak Properties, the land brokerage division. You know, we had a unique opportunity to list a parcel of property with Mossy Oak Properties, exactly how they listed it on the corporate side, the wording that they chose, and those listing agents understand rural property. They understand what you're trying to do and really what you believe in and what your passions are. It's good to know that you've got an agent that understands your passion. So if you're buying or if you're selling, check out mossyoakproperties.com and give them a chance, because they understand the passion, particularly in the outdoors, the way we are passionate about the sport of hunting. By all means, if you haven't checked them out, please do. Go to mossyoakproperties.com.
Northwest winds at 8 miles per hour. Pressure is on the rise. Front is moving. Perfect conditions for Hot Corner. Shooters been all over the south. Want to focus on afternoon movement. Hot Corner, 3 p.m.
It's the easiest decision you'll make this season. Get ahead of your game with DeerCast.
Alright, it's the morning of November 6th. We're in one of our favorite stands this morning for the rut. It's called the pond stand for obvious reasons. There's a pond right over my shoulder. It's a great rut spot. We're in the middle of everything on our farm. We're expecting a high energy morning, a lot of action. DeerCast says okay this morning, moving towards good. The later it gets, so maybe some mid-morning movement. We're in phase 6, the buck parade, so hopefully we have a parade come by us today. We got a big shooter, very mature 10-point in here. We call 5-head. Hoping to get a look at him, but there's also some other great other bucks in here. And you never know what's going to show up this time of year, so you just got to get in the tree and see what happens. So that's what we're going to do. Stick with us. probably 4-year-old, 4-year-old 8-point. Just neither of them were the age class we were really looking for, but still. First time you ever rattled deer in? First time I've ever rattled 2 in. I've rattled in little bucks before, but never 2 good ones like that.
Alright guys, as you saw in the video, I just shot 5 head. He's the target buck we were in here after this morning, and it couldn't have worked out any better. Rattled him up, chaotic morning, but as you saw in the video, hit him in the spine. Not the best shot. I just got back from finishing him and all, putting the final shot on him. He has expired. Obviously, not the shot you want to make. This is going to make me better though. I'm going to go home, practice as much as I can. Hard pill to swallow. I'm 15, still learning, so we're gonna go do the recovery. I'm excited. I did get a look at him. He is way bigger than we thought he was, so.
Look at that deer.
Look at that jaw. We called this deer 5 head because on trail camera, on Reconix trail camera pictures, it was very noticeable how his antlers kind of grow farther apart than most deer do, and it makes him look like he has a really big forehead. So we called him 5 head. He's a stud.
That's a big deer.
Look how long these tines are. Yeah, whenever we saw some nice bucks this morning, really nice 8-point, and they were tempting, but then I saw him coming, and it's amazing the difference between a immature deer and a mature deer whenever they're coming through the woods. Obviously, as you guys saw in the video, spined him. Not the best shot, not the way you want it to go, but this shot did end up being lethal. I had to put another one in him, right? But he expired quickly afterwards, so.
It's not what we want. My man here's practiced all summer with the Matthews V3, and he's deadly. He outshoots me regularly. But when the pressure hits you, it's a little different, ain't it, buddy? Huh?
Yeah.
And as a 15-year-old hunter, it's gonna happen again, buddy, and it's happened to all of us veteran hunters out here. The same thing has happened to pretty much most people watching this video. So all I can say is that we'll learn from it, and your next experience it'll never be calm.
Yeah.
But it'll
hopefully be better. Yeah. I'll learn from it.
Yeah, we have great respect for these animals. We are extremely excited. This is one of our target deer. Just probably a 6-year-old, it could even be 7-year-old brute. Just an impressive animal. We were extremely excited when we seen him coming up the hill, weren't we? Feel lucky to be sitting by an animal like this. So we have great respect for these huge North Missouri whitetails, and for the Lord to bless us with a morning like this, we're pretty thankful, everybody.
Very thankful.
Look at this gnarly thing.
Oh, wow. That's cool. That's awesome. Man, you're just killing it this season.
What's for breakfast?
Pancakes, duh. Celebratory pancakes.
As always.
That's a nice one, dude.
Oh, yeah.
So cool.
I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. I want to give a big congratulations to Kirk and Mason on those bucks. That's really awesome. A couple of great deer, guys. It is mid-November, and the rut is in full swing here in Iowa. I've had a couple opportunities to pass some really awesome deer and lay my eyes on a couple great deer, 4-year-old deer that are really close and did get my heart pumping, but it's not quite the specific deer that I'm after. The rut is in full swing here in Iowa. The rifle season has kicked off in Missouri. There is a ton of action coming at you guys. The whole team is out seeing a lot of great deer. I actually was able to fill my Colorado rifle elk tag. So that hunt will be coming up. That's one you guys aren't going to want to miss. So keep checking back in the coming weeks. We're going to have a lot of episodes coming out and a lot of great footage for you guys to check out. And as always, we appreciate you guys watching Dream Season Live.
What matters to you right now? If this past year has taught us anything at all, it's that we need to redefine what matters to us. What matters to us is spending time with our people.
God, we thank you for this food.
And giving thanks for all that we've been given. At Mossy Oak, what matters to us is helping you get closer to nature. What matters to us is in our DNA.
Well, how was that for an action-packed week 9 Mossy Oak Moments Live? Very proud of this. Big team of stuff working on this. Lots of people sending in video. And remember, it's all free, but you got to hit it right here on the Mossy Oak Go app. Hey, see you for week 10.